So just kind of a part two here. Excuse me, I've kind of had a head cold, so I'm a little messed up. But as a part two here, here's the jihad supporter Mamdani talking about how Mamdani is advocating. And I said this in my previous video. Mamdani is advocating for the release of prisoners by arguing that the concept of violence is an artificial construct. The more he speaks, the more he sounds like Rahul Gandhi. So here's some of him saying.
Oftentimes we've even found as legislators, when we go into these courts, the term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction. And we have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence. That is violence at the highest degree. We've even found as...
So see, it's like, it's... these people stealing packages, or maybe they smash your window, or they do something else. It's not really violence. It's misdemeanors. And what we should do is we should give these people a little smack on their wrist, and we should say, you're naughty boys and girls, and then maybe you can go stay at a little minimum security place, and they'll tell you how to be a good boy and girl again, and then you can go back to society to reoffend. If you notice, one of the things with Democrats, it's all about letting criminals out of jail because, well, they're all disenfranchised. You see, they're misunderstood. They had a hard life and a hard upbringing. And we have to be understanding of that, and we have to give them second and third and fourth and fifth chances. The black man that stabbed that young Ukrainian girl on the subway to death had been in and out of jail 14 or 15 times. That's all by Democratic policy and Democratic judges. Those are all the ones that let him out of jail to continually reoffend, and then a regular law-abiding, tax-paying citizen ends up suffering the consequences. Now, all of these retards are voting these Democrat scumbags into office and saying, oh yeah, this is great. I think this is a real awesome thing that's happening. And all of these people are advocating. This is why I get so upset and so frustrated. These people are voting against you. They're voting against your family. They are voting against the safety of your daughters. They're voting against the safety of your family and your city and where you live. They are voting against it. And a lot of times, they don't wake up until it happens to them. And then they go, oh boy, I don't like this. I probably should have had some second thoughts about this, and this is definitely an eye-opener. Well, your fucking eye-opener became too late. Because how many regular people that already knew what you had to learn the hard way and were already trying to fight and vote against it had to suffer because of your bullshit policies? So the amount of stupid people, uneducated and uninformed people in all of this it's scary and it's dangerous because it's going to affect Americans. So now what happens from here? You're seeing this where the Democrats had a whole bunch of wins that they should never have had. So we're voting back in Democrats to screw over Americans. Now, people online are still going, oh, well, Trump's still your president. You still got 3 more years. When the midterms come and there's another blue wave for the Democrats, and they have the potential of taking the House and taking the Senate, they're going to turn Trump into a lame duck president. He's only going to be able to pump out executive orders. That's all he'll be able to do. Anything that he tries to seed into law will be shut down by the Democrats in the House and the Senate. He will be impeached again. They will jump on that immediately. He will be bogged down in so much crap. He for the remainder of his term, he won't be able to get anything done. So the most we have right now, because everyone running for those positions is going to start next year. So you've got 1 year to make huge progress before the Democrats have a potential to really retake power again, other than the presidency. And what people don't think about is, while we're focusing on who's president, All of these scumbags who hate America, hate you, hate your family, are getting into lower positions of power. They're running your city, they're running your town, they're running your municipality. And they're screwing you over in your taxes, in all of those overcharges on your electric bill, all their green new scam crap that's on your electric bill. That's the reason you're paying and it's so high, the extra fees on there. That's all Democrats and their green new scam crap. All to put more money in their pockets than the electric company's pocket. So not only are they winning in these smaller things while we're going, thank God Trump's our president, and then we're letting our cities fall to these terrorist-supporting, anti-American pieces of shit. We win, and then we take our eye off the ball. And the Democrats, they take a loss, and the roaches scurry away back under the refrigerator again. And then we go, oh, well, thank God I don't have to see them again. And then they come back out again, and you go, whoa, I thought we took care of this problem. No, we didn't. When we won and we got Trump back in office, we should have crushed the Democrats. The pressure should have remained. It should not have backed off. And that's what ended up happening. As always, Republicans get a slim majority in the House, slim majority in the Senate, and then the infighting starts. This one is saying, you're not MAGA enough, you're not MAGA enough. This one is shooting this one down and this policy down, and all the bullshit starts all over again. You notice the Democrats don't tend to do that. They're thick as thieves. They're all liars, criminals, pedophiles, scumbags, terrorist supporters. But the one thing they do is stick together thick as thieves when it comes to focusing on one issue. What do the Republicans do? A whole bunch of infighting and a whole bunch of tripping each other over this policy and this issue and this bullshit. And what gets accomplished in the meantime when they've got power and they're in office? Nothing. What got done for the taxpayers to help out the people? Really nothing. Because they were too busy fucking off and having arguments in the House and in the Senate. Talking a good game, but not actually providing for the American people. Just talking about how they can provide for the American people. And in the meantime, the Democrats show up and they make a whole bunch of bullshit promises and everybody goes, well, that sounds good. These guys aren't doing anything. And they vote fucking jihadists into office. I'm telling you now, if this is an indication of the midterms come next year, the Democrats are going to get in control again, and we're going to be looking at the same scenario we were before. Joe Biden was destroying the United States. We were going to become a third world country. With these Democrats getting back into office and running Virginia and running New York, they are all going to collectively work together to once again work towards turning the United States into a third world country. Radical Muslims are already taking over France and England. It's a bigger, we are so much bigger than they are. So it's a larger job for these radicals to take over America. And they are working on it. They are systematically taking apart the system. And they are getting stupid Americans to help. They're getting traitors to help. Because these people are so dumb. They don't realize they're voting for their own annihilation. It's like the sheep voting for the wolf. Because the wolf said, I'm strong, I will guard you, don't worry about it. And the sheep are like, well, what could be better than having the wolf guard us? I mean, that's better than the shepherd. That's better than anyone else. That's a great deal. As soon as you bring him in, he's going to kill you all. You bring this asshole in, which they have done, every legal American citizen is screwed. It doesn't matter that you were a supporter. Communism destroys itself. That's why the Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore. It eats itself, it destroys itself. Now you want to bring shit like this to the United States? I mean, it's retardation of the absolute entire level. It's like saying you're angry at your foot, so you saw it off, and then you wonder why life's harder now because you can't walk right. It goes by the saying, cutting off your nose to despite your face. I'm angry at my face, so I'm going to get revenge by cutting my nose off. The only thing you did was screw yourself. As the rapper Khalil says, congratulations, you played yourself. This is what they've done in New York. They've played themselves. And Trump needs to wake up to this. And, we're worrying about Christians in fucking Nigeria? Who gives a fuck? Are they American Christians in Nigeria? No? Okay. I'm sorry about what they're going through there. I'm sorry. But they're not Americans. We have real problems. Communists are getting voted in New York. We have real problems right here. I don't give a fuck about Nigeria. We're blowing up drug boats off the Venezuelan coast. Who gives a fuck? Turn the fleet around, get them back here, and save America. We're in trouble. Fuck the drug boats. There has to be less talk and more serious action towards what has happened. He essentially has 1 year to do it. Because whatever wins they get next year in the midterms, they'll take their new seats in January of 27. That's it. If you're a lame duck president at that time, shit is getting done at that point. So here's the goal line right here. It's third down now, not next month, not a year from now. Now, major action in by the president and by the people of this country has to happen now, or we'll lose our country. Democrats are already doing their absolute best to destroy it. They hate America. They hate the Constitution. They hate our values. They hate you and your family. They hate families. Why do you think they're perfectly fine with hacking up children and pretending little boys or little girls? Action needs to be taken now. Stop voting terrorist supporters and anti-American pieces of shit into office. People need to wake up. You need to educate yourselves and understand what's really going on. None of these people are good people. And the sooner you wake up and figure that out, the better we're all going to be.